Hi everyone, and welcome to the last episode of our Central Queensland trip. It gets very hot, which makes it very hard to find reptiles, and it doesn't really cool down much. But we finally find our larger leopard, and it's a very special species of snake. We also get some cool lizards, so I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, morning everyone. We've had a bit of a sleep in and had something to eat, and we're currently on our way further west. We're going to leave the jump ups and everything behind and herp some black soil for some highly toxic snake species. We've been a bit lackluster with larger leopards this trip, so hopefully we can turn it around tomorrow morning. We're just driving across the black soil now, and it's a pretty incredible sight to see. Alright, so we're driving to where we're going for the night, and it's 40 degrees, and I cannot believe that this young Panoptes is crossing the road. It is so blistering hot. It is incredible how hot it is, and this young Varanid is out searching for food. Absolutely nuts, I cannot believe it. Now, these are my favourite Varanid in the whole country. I reckon they're absolutely gorgeous, and the attitude on them is just phenomenal. We can go. Alright, it's been a little while since we found the Panoptes. We actually checked into a motel tonight, and we're gonna sleep in luxury because tomorrow morning is going to be pretty hard on our bodies. So we're gonna get up at 4 a.m. to try to find some black soil snakes. But we're just checking out some habitat, and I'll just flick it around to show ya. Just driving along, and we come across this patch of black soil, and these holes are just absolutely everywhere. And this is where the Ingram's brown snake and inland taipan live when the temperatures are soaring at, it's 40 degrees right now, so they would not be out. But hopefully tomorrow morning these snakes will come out of their holes and bask, and we can find some. But pretty exciting stuff. I'm really keen to get out here tomorrow morning, and fingers crossed we can find an Ingram's brown snake, because that is definitely the biggest target. We're just on our way out. The sun's just set, and got this central beardy on the road. I haven't showcased any of them this trip. Super common in outback Australia. But how's the scenery? So gorgeous. Okay, so we're off the dirt road, and now we're just gonna cruise this patch of habitat here for a little bit. We're only gonna herp for maybe 2 hours and then go to bed because we're gonna get up very early. So fingers crossed we can see a couple of things. If not, we'll see us tomorrow morning. Okay, so it's still very dark outside, but that is the sun just touching the horizon, or parts of it anyway. And it's 29 degrees now. We needed to get a little bit colder, but let's hope we can spot an Ingram's brown snake. We're on the desolate plains of southwest Queensland. It's also home to the inland taipan as well. and a few other little species like cracksaw whip snakes, speckled browns, but the big one is the Ingram's brown snake. I can't believe it. We were driving up and down this road, looking out into the plains, and I just saw a little bit of scales shimmering in the early morning sun. And in front of me is the rarest brown snake in Australia, the Ingram's brown snake. This species is well adapted to living in these vast black soil plains. There's not even real grass taller than, say, this big. And I can't believe that we found one. They are so hard to target. We had the temperatures that were against us this morning. I think I got a minimum of 28 degrees, which is not ideal. And you can see him flattening his neck. Typical brown snake behavior, where they get their name, false cobra, pseudo-nia. And oh, I'm just speechless with this animal, absolutely speechless. Now, they are actually very good at not eating. They don't need to eat very much to survive. Even in captivity, they might only eat twice a year. And I have heard of an individual that died and had very big fat deposits and only ate a few times that year. It's very interesting snake, and just something I've dreamt about seeing. I now have seen the 3 big snake species of West Queensland that everyone comes out to find, and it's just such a special moment for me to have this animal in front of me. They live in these deep soil cracks in the heat of the day, and that's where they'll be probably hunting their prey, which is mice. And they share this habitat with Spencer's monitors, Rarest panoptes, and all these other larger goannas that do eat these animals. And also they share this habitat with inland taipans, speckled brown snakes, and a few other mice-eating species. Just so incredible. This is a dark form of this animal, and it doesn't matter what colour it is, I'm just very excited to have it in front of me. Okay, so we wanted to find one of these whilst in West Queensland. This is Varanus tristis, the black-headed monitor, or black-tailed monitor. One of the most widespread varanids in the country. And this one, from this region, is just stunning. Those oscillations down its back are absolutely stunning. What a cracking lizard. They are highly arboreal, living in the trees, feeding on insects and possibly small skinks and things. Just a stunning lizard. I love these lizards so much. So stoked we got one. Okay, so it's been quite a few hours since this morning. It's just too hot to herp, so we stayed cool as best as we could. And now we're out of the black soil plains. I still cannot believe we got an Ingram's this morning. I'm still speechless. But we're now up in the jump up country, and Amy's just cooking dinner, and this is our view. Just stunning scenery here. Still got a little bit to go to where we're herping. This isn't really the correct habitat. Like, there's a little bit of spin effects over there, but we will quickly eat dinner, get back on the road, and then get herping tonight. Hopefully a eastern pygmy mulga snake. That is the goal. We've got our first reptile of the night. I'm pretty sure this will be an eastern hooded scaly foot. Yep, sure is. Very common on the black soil. I'll quickly move him off the road and keep cruising. We're not at the jump ups yet. Getting close, but at least animals are moving. Oh, this was one of the biggest targets we had tonight. He's not going to stop for us. Central blue-tongue lizard. Look at that, little baby one. Oh yes, I wanted to see one of these really badly. Look how cute that is. So good. I'm going to get some photos of him. Hell yes. Now he's off the road, I can talk a little bit more about him. Central Blueies are from more like northern Central Australia. They kind of overlap with Western Blue Tongues in Central Oz. But these West Queensland animals, the last one I found out here was just as yellow. And it's a very rocky habitat. Not as sandy as other environments they're from. And just like blue tongues, they've got that big blue fleshy tongue to scare away predators. And this is only a little juvenile. They get a lot bigger than this, or maybe twice the size. But Central Blueies are super stocky. You can see him run around. He's actually quick as for a short, stubby animal. So cool. I got what I believe might be a tessellated gecko. Not 100% sure. They're pretty variable, and I get them mixed up all the time with other species of gecko. Still cool. I called it as a Stropharus chrysalis when I saw it. Definitely not one of them. Oh well, we'll keep cruising. It's very hot, still over 35 degrees, so we are struggling on the reptile front, but hopefully it picks up soon. Just come across this baby Stimson's python, and it is absolutely tiny. Easily the smallest python I have ever seen. It is just stupidly small. Definitely a hatchie from this season. That's crazy. First snake of the night, so hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Fingers crossed. It's been pretty slow. That's cool though. We just got this little gecko species. I'm not too sure what it is. I'll put the ID on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's a type of sandplane gecko, just because of that dorsal stripe. But unfortunately a regenerated tail, although still a very pretty gecko. I feel like we're getting a little bit more activity now, so fingers crossed we come across a snake, but still pretty nice. Hey everyone, it's the next morning. Last night was very, very slow, so we actually called it early. I tried to do some walking in this nice spinifex habitat, but still got nothing. Although it's our last morning on the black soil, so we're up nice and early. Hopefully see a speckled brown snake or something. Okay, sorry for the lack of updates today. Found no snakes this morning, and then just done a bunch of boring stuff, and literally all we've done all day is just drive. But we're finally in southwest Queensland, and tonight, we're just cooking dinner now, but tonight we're going to focus in the sand dunes, and a few geckos I want to see, some eldereye, jeweled gecko again. The ones out here are completely different looking than the one I've previously seen, and obviously smooth knobtail geckos and northern spiny-tailed geckos are two other targets, but also we're going to do a bit of cruising first and really try for a western brown snake. That's a species I'm yet to see and a species that I really want to see. But then early tomorrow morning we're going to wake up very early and we're going to cruise these desolate plains for inland taipans. That is always the target when you're in these sorts of environments, but I wouldn't pass up a crack soil whip snake or a speckled brown, that's for sure. But you can see the cracking soils that these snakes hide in the daytime. It's pretty incredible. These can go like meters deep under the ground, and very good thermal refuge and very good for finding prey. So fingers crossed for tomorrow morning. Okay, so it is still so hot. It's like mid-30s. It is so hot. So we are just gonna walk the dunes in hopes of eye shining some geckos. I really want to find Strophus eldereye. It's kind of like my biggest target, but I do want to see a Rarest or a Levis as well. Yeah, we've done a few laps of the road, but it's just too hot. There's nothing wants to come out when it's this warm. So hopefully I can get lucky and spot something in the spinifex. First animal of the night is this beautiful northern spiny-tailed gecko, my favourite species on the planet. Such a good looking gecko. They're way better, nicer looking up north than Darwin, but they're just so unique. Beautiful eyelashes, spines that run all the way down their tail. So awesome. Still not an eldereye. I really want to see an eldereye tonight, so still pretty happy with that. The second find of the night is actually a target species of frog. Nododon is my favourite genus of frog, and this is my second ever species I've found. This is the desert spadefoot, and they're a bit duller coloured than the crucifix that I'm used to seeing, but I'm still pretty stoked. They're such a cute frog. It's been so humid tonight, so pretty good for them, but there's mosquitoes everywhere. Pretty cool. Hopefully we can get an eldereye. I got so excited. I thought I had an eldereye, but second Rarest for the night. Sitting in a clump of spinifex, which is exactly what eldereye does. Far out. Still pretty happy to see it, but when you're looking for another species and it sits in the same way as it, it's a little bit frustrating, but oh well, we'll crack on for a little bit more and then hopefully we can turn one up. If not, I'm going to have to call it because we've got to get up really early tomorrow morning to look for snakes, so we'll leave this little guy back to hunting and get back to herping. Okay, I managed to eye shine his Levis. I'm pretty happy because this is the third and last species of knobtail in Queensland, all in one trip. Pretty good effort. And this is the 4th different state I've ever seen Levis in. I'm pretty stoked. But he's just going to cruise around, hunt some insects. They're such a beautiful gecko. Such intricate patterns on their back and colours. Well adapted to these sandy environments, living in burrows in the daytime, coming out at night. Might lick his eyeball. There he goes, he's cleaning his eyeball. All geckos do that. How cool is this? Alright, so we're finished herping. Got the swag up. I'm going to be up in a few hours to look for taipans. No eldereye, unfortunately, but I had to call it quits so we can get just a little bit of sleep. Anyway, see you in a few hours. Okay, so it's the next morning. Sun's just starting to rise over the plains. Look how beautiful those showers are in the distance. There's a little bit of cloud cover, so might be pretty good this morning. All we can do is try. It's still very hot. I think it's over 30 degrees still, which is not ideal when you're looking for a diurnal species, but just how beautiful is that? Just gorgeous. Alright, let's get on the road. Okay, so unfortunately no taipans this morning, or no snakes at all. It's just way too hot. The minimum temperature was 33 degrees, which for a diurnal snake is not great. So we're just gonna take our time and start just cruising back east. And today we're gonna be back in New South Wales, probably somewhere near Burke. And yeah, we'll just see what happens after that. So fingers crossed we see something on the way out, but we're kind of in a heat wave out here at the moment, so it's very hot, so reptiles aren't really liking it. Fingers crossed we see something. It's got these big panoptes. Look at that swagger. How good is that? What a cracking lizard. With his cow friends. That is incredible. I need to watch my back for these cows. Super cool. I'm going to quickly get some photos. We're just driving along, come across another panoptes. This one looks like it's got half a tail. Just cruising around. Looks like it might have been hit by a car at some point. This goes to show these are some seriously tough animals. I just saw this male Burns dragon run across the road and it ran just like a tristis. I thought I had another tristis, but it's just a male Burns dragon, Amphibolurus burnsii. Man, I thought I had a tristis, but it's sitting pretty cool in this tree. It's really hot. It's 40 degrees. Oh well, still pretty cool. Breaks up the drive anyway. Alright, so we just finished up having dinner. We just pulled over in some rest stop. We're now maybe an hour north of Burke. We're just going to drive south today and do a bit of road cruising tonight. It's pretty warm and pretty humid, and we've had some storms and stuff, so could produce. I'm really hoping for a strap-snouted brown snake or a mulga, because we have been pretty deprived of larger lapids this trip, other than the Ingrams, which I'm not complaining about at all. So yeah, we are gonna get on the road now, and hopefully the next time you'll see me, we'll be with an animal. And the sun's just setting behind us, and this little tacker was on the road, young shingleback. Very beautiful one too, nice yellow, nice and white speckles all over it. So he's trying to make himself look as big as he possibly can. It's always cool seeing these lizards, especially for someone who doesn't live in their range. They're pretty common, but they are just such a unique lizard. I know a lot of the overseas viewers will be jealous of this animal. They're definitely a bucket list animal for anyone. Okay, so we got our first find of the night. This is a box pattern gecko, Leucasium steinodactyli, I think, how you pronounce it. Very common little geckos from Western New South Wales and throughout Queensland and a bunch of Eastern Australia. But they're called the box pattern gecko due to that nice pattern down its back. Very pretty little geckos. Also very common. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a few of these tonight. Okay. We'll better keep cruising and see if we can get a mulga snake. Unfortunately, after box pattern gecko, we found absolutely nothing, and we just found somewhere and camped and woke up the next morning. I think pretty sure it started raining, so we just drove home and found nothing on the way home either. So this will be the end of this episode. We have heaps more content coming. Michael just wrapped up an awesome trip. He did, I think, 5 different states in 10 days. He also found some incredible animals. And I've also got maybe one more trip in the works. I definitely have another video as well that I have filmed from some rainforest herping. So keep an eye out and make sure you subscribe to keep up with our new content. Thanks everyone for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and follow our socials down below.